Yo YouTubers! Welcome back to the newest Q&A video. I don't know which one this is. I don't know if it should be number 2 or number 3. Let's see if you guys can figure that out, because I can't. Sorry for the long delay for this. I've been a little bit on the lazy side when it comes to something as long as this, because, believe me, I've got a lot of questions to answer. I think it's, what, 69? Yeah, that's a lot. So, chances are this Q&A may be split into 2 parts. Maybe it'll stay as one, I'm not sure. But in the meantime, let's just dive right into this thing. Starting off with the first question. Question 1. Has there ever been a Pokemon that you would like for a pet? I've got a few ideas in mind. Number 2. Which is better, Sonic or Mario? It's a draw. Number 3. Would you like to see a Paper Sonic game in Sega's future? I don't know. Number 4. What is your favorite Sonic game? Sonic Unleashed, hands down. Well, the Xbox 360 version anyway. Number 5. How hard is it to make a machinima? Well, let's see. There's having the proper recording tools, editing software and how to use them, writing the scripts, getting voice actors for the characters, recording itself, editing. It can be pretty tricky to make a good quality machinima. Number 6. Are all of your machinima episodes late only because you wait for VAs to do lines, or making one episode takes a while? 25% of the delays are on the recording and editing process, and the other 75% is waiting on VAs. So yeah, that's generally how it goes. But it also depends on if the maker is ready to make the next episode, which is probably why I'm taking so long with episode 4 of WhiteBlade's life. Which brings me to a certain point I want to point out. Just so you know, if I were to cancel a series, I would have announced it. Since I have made no such announcements for any of my machinima projects, they are still running. But I suppose I'm just on a hiatus for a while. I don't know. Number 7. What would you say is your greatest accomplishment? Probably some of the editing I've done in Fire Within Shadow, and how people tend to like it so much. Number 8. How did you get into Pokemon in the first place? I honestly don't remember, to be honest. It was a long time ago. Number 9. Who would voice your Sonic fan characters? Let's see. Out of all the fan characters I've got, I would probably do Ego, Johnny, and possibly the EMS. As for the other characters, I really have no idea. And no, people, I would not do Slash. No way. Number 10. Besides Sonic, Mario, Pokémon and F-Zero, what other games do you like? Donkey Kong, Pikmin, Knights, Kirby, getting into Okami and Legend of Zelda. Number 11. Who is your favorite character? Well, I've got quite a list, because I can't choose just one. Let's see. In the Mario franchise, there's Luigi, Daisy, Yoshi, Bowser Jr., and Toadette. In Sonic, we've got Cream, ML, possibly Shadow, Chaos, Cosmo, and Silver's cool too. In other franchises, there's also Knights, Gardevoir, Pikachu and Pichu, Mew and Mewtwo, Olimar, Mr. Game & Watch, Wario, Master Hand, Rob, X, Zero and Iris, Vivian, Saria, Amaterasu. Yeah, that's pretty much all of them. Number 12. What kind of anime are you into besides Pokemon? Besides Pokemon, that would be Dragon Ball Z, Sonic X, Spirited Away, and I'm slowly getting into Soul Eater. I've only seen the first episode of that series though. Number 13. Has Star Wars majorly inspired you in any way? Yeah, more or less. Not sure how, but more or less. Number 14. Which is your favorite, Brawl or Melee? What, no 64? just kidding. Offhand, I'd say I like Brawl better. Personally, I think it has more replay value than Melee does. Number 15. What inspired your custom texture? Not really much, actually. I suppose the major inspiration was the red striped Shadow has for the yellow marks I have. Other than that, not all that much, really. Number 16. Do you ever plan to hold more auditions? As soon as open roles are announced, there will be more auditions. Until then, please be patient. Number 17. Have you ever played Okami? If so, did you like it? If not, have you ever considered getting it? As mentioned earlier, I'm getting into the game. I bought it for about 20 bucks a few months ago. I haven't gotten very far into the game, but from what I have played so far, I like it. I just need to get used to the controls a little more. Number 18. Do you know the word? Because everyone knows that the bird is the word. And a friend of mine knows that the birds are evil. Number 19. Do you plan to do Let's Plays that infuriate you, yet entertains the viewers? If I do not enjoy the game I'm Let's Playing, then I won't do it. Pure and simple. Number 20. Is your favorite color red?
Yes!
Number 21. What type of equipment do you need for Flash animations? How should I know? I don't use Flash. Number 22. What was the origin of your recolor character? Oh boy. I was waiting for this one to come up. Okay. The sprite of me actually came from the custom texture. Don't understand that? Then allow me to give you a history lesson. Some of you may know my old texture, right? Yeah, this guy. Well, a friend of mine named Four Sword Meta Knight made a small sprite sheet based off of it. Keep in mind that back then, he was new to spriting. I thought it was kinda awesome that a sprite based off of my texture was made. Then when my texture was revamped into its current design, I thought that maybe I could make a sheet based off of that. It first started with one pose, and then it evolved into what it is now. So the texture came first, then the sprites. For those who think the sprite came before the texture, you got something mixed up in your brain. No offense. Number 23. Why did you choose Meta Knight as the main character in Fire Within Shadow? Back when I came up with the original storyline for the series, Meta Knight was my main in Brawl, even though I played pretty cheaply as him. When the revamp of the series came in, I decided to keep him in as the main instead of switching to another character. Number 24. Why do you like Paper Mario so much? Is it your favorite RPG? You make it sound like I'm obsessed with the game, which I'm not. I just like playing the game, pure and simple. And no, I don't have a favorite RPG. Number 25. What was the first Pokemon game you got and why? I got Red, Blue, and Yellow for Christmas back in 1999. There is no why. Number 26. How did you come up with Shock? Well, I don't know. At first it was a regular Pikachu, and when I learned how to make texture hacks on my own, I randomly came up with a design. I never really planned it out though, except the fact that he would be red. Number 27. Outside of Nintendo and SEGA, what is your favorite game? Outside of SEGA and Nintendo? Number 28. What inspired you to Sprite? I don't know, I liked it and I wanted to try it. Number 29. What made you come up with All for Freedom? It just came to me? Number 30. Did you get the idea of Teen Angela from Future Trunks? Absolutely not. If you look at the bottom of this page, link in the description, you can see how I thought of Teen Angela. Number 31. Did you get the idea of Dark Crystal from the movie The Dark Crystal or from Dark Sonic? Never heard of that film before, and I don't think I had Dark Sonic in mind while coming up with her. Number 32. I know that you are a Sonic fan, but how well do you play as Sonic in Brawl? Mediocre. Number 33. What are some other characters you play well as? Falco is currently my main, followed by Rob, Game & Watch, Bowser, Olimar, Sonic, Meta Knight, and possibly Lucas and Luigi. Number 34. Are there any Sonic games that extremely disappointed you? I wouldn't say extremely disappointed, but there are some games that just didn't impress me that much. First, there was Sonic Heroes. Now, I actually enjoyed this game for a long time, but after a long time of never clearing a few stages and only beating the easy team story, I decided to get rid of it. Just became bored of it. The second game was Shadow the Hedgehog. When I first heard of this game, I was psyched to play it. When I got it, which was about the year it came out, I enjoyed it for a bit, but the major thing I didn't like was the mild language in it. Back then, I could not stand to hear swearing. At least nowadays I can handle it. So, that game soon left me. And the third game was Sonic Rush. The dual screen thing didn't quite work out for me, and I really didn't enjoy playing the game at all. Personally, I don't think Sonic should be on the DS if they kept using that formula. I never really kept track of the DS Sonic games after that. Other than that, the Sonic games I played I actually enjoy. And that does include Sonic 06, whether you like it or not. Number 35. Where can I read your Sprite comic All for Freedom? smackjeeves.com. A link to my profile page is in the channel description. All for Freedom and Pokémon Road of Champions can be read there. Number 36. May I use your sprites in my thing? That sounded totally suggestive, but I couldn't think of anything else. Permission is not required, but credits and a link to where you're using them is needed. Thank you. Number 37. For All for Freedom, I've seen a lot of the artwork you made, and even sprites it yourself, but are you, WhiteBlade, the leader of the next-gen Freedom Fighters? Or is it just something like an author sprite, like Tigra and Bowser? The sprite of me is not a fan character, therefore is not part of All for Freedom or any of my webcomics, except for Usually Unusual. Number 38. What capture card do you use? Dazzle DVC 170 Platinum. Number 39. Which of your machinimas that you're working on are you most proud of? Probably Fire Within Shadow. WhiteBlade's Life a close second. Number 40. Do you play Minecraft? No, don't care for it. Number 41. If you had made Smash Bros. Zero in Brawl instead of Melee, what character would Zero be? Does that answer your question? Number 42. If Sonic ended up not being in Brawl, or you didn't like playing him, who would represent you in WhiteBlade's life? Good question. Maybe Olimar, Lucas, Ike, Falco, or even Bowser. I'm not sure. What if All for Freedom was turned into a Flash game? I'd like to see someone make a playthrough of it. Either that or send me a link to the completed game. What do you plan to do with your backup account? As I said in one of my old updates, make commentaries, post openings for Let's Plays, still frames for my main channel's playlists, or just make random shorts. Number 45. Why don't you get the Shadow hack? Because I don't want it right now. Number 46. Do you plan to make Brawl textures? Maybe, if I can get the hang of making them. Right now, Shock is the only one I've really made from scratch. I will admit though, the Super WhiteBlade texture you've seen in my Virtual 13 spoof, that was actually edited from the from my texture made by Aquago. Number 47. Do you plan to make machinimas with other games besides Brawl? No. Brawl all the way. Number 48. If any more PBR videos come up, would you replace Gardevoir for a Gallade or a Pikachu? Never. Gardevoir will never be replaced. Number 49. If you were in one of your favorite games, which one would it be and why? F-Zero GX all the way. I've always wanted to be in a world like that, especially when seeing this cutscene.
Hey, yo! What do you want? Wait a minute! What do you think this is? What a scam! That's up 2 million space credits! Ha! What can I do with this one coin?
You're the famous Falcon! Please, I beg of you, enter the bet race.
What? Wait.
Please, consider it an old man's last request.
Just calm down. We will shortly be closing registration for the next race.
The next race is going to start!
Hey, where do you think you're taking me? Wait!
Just perfect!
Number 50. Are you going to make a sprite series? A fully animated series? No. Sprite comics? Yes. Though I may make some short sprite videos for the fun of it. Number 51. Are you a Kingdom Hearts fan? Not really. Number 52. What is your favorite 5th gen Pokémon? I don't really have a favorite 5th gen Pokémon at the moment. Number 53. Have you ever played Metroid Prime? Never played it. Personally, I am not a fan of first-person shooters. Number 54. Who is your favorite Let's Player? Number 55. Have you ever played Sonic 06? If so, what are your thoughts on it? For starters, I do not hate the game, like some of the other Sonic fags out there. Sorry for the language, but I don't know of any other name for those people. I haven't played much of the game, but I actually do like it. My only main complaint I have is the difficulty. Then again, the game was rushed, so it makes sense that it has its problems. But I don't think it's a bad game. Number 56. Where can I find a video capture card for myself? Try looking it up on the Dazzle website. And if you can't find anything, try Google, or Amazon, or eBay. Number 57. As a gamer, what do you like most about video games? Gameplay, control, difficulty, and possibly the story. 58. How many chapters of Fire Within Shadow do you plan on making? I don't know. I'm still sort of working on it as I go along. Number 59. How many characters will be in Flair's team? Can't tell. That would be spoiling. Number 60. Do you know you can have alternate costumes in Super Paper Mario? Have not played Super Paper Mario all that much. I've actually been thinking of getting rid of that game, but I have not come to a full decision yet. It just doesn't seem to catch my attention very much. Number 61. What was the first game you beat 100%? I think either Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Party, or Mario Party 6. I don't know which one I cleared first, but I know it's one of those three. Number 62. Why did you give Johnny the Cyberhog a robotic arm instead of a normal one. I want something different for his design. That's probably asking why Slash has an eye patch. Number 63. What animal would your avatar be if it wasn't a hedgehog? Probably a dragon. Number 64. What's your favorite movie and your most hated movie? I don't have one favorite movie, but I've got a list of them. Favorite movies would be Spirited Away, Cars, Ratatouille, Nightmare Before Christmas, WALL-E, Road to El Dorado, Toy Story 3, and Super Mario Bros. Yes, I said Super Mario Bros., so sue me. Most hated movie, however, I don't think I have a most hated movie. There were some I didn't enjoy, but I wouldn't classify them as most hated. Can't really name them on top of my head though. Number 65. I know Gardevoir is your favorite Pokemon, but if you were to choose a Pokemon to represent you, would it also be Gardevoir or another Pokemon? No. To represent me, I'd go with either Blaziken, Raichu, Mewtwo, Hitmonlee, or Scyther. Maybe Lucario, but he seems kinda overused to me. Number 66. Do you need a mic to do live commentaries? Yeah. You kinda need a mic to do any kind of commentaries. It's just common sense, you know. Number 67. Have you heard of Sonic Generations? Are you kidding me? I am so psyched for that game! Number 68. Why is it on Fire Within Shadow that the final smash is an attack and not a crisis attack? I figured the final smash would have been too cliché for a desperate last-ditch attack. Besides, if the final smash would be used like that, then what would be the point of collecting the Smash Ball shards in the first place? And finally, number 69. Are you okay with people making fan art of your characters? Well, some people already have. I am perfectly fine with people making fan art of my characters. All I ask in return is that you send me a link to the finished picture. That's all. And that concludes this Q&A. And boy, was it long. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I sure hope your questions were answered here. And on that note, I take my leave.